What's going on, everybody? So if you don't know who I am, my name's Slender, and I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on Lost Ark, still going to be doing some stuff on New World, and yes, I know I have a girl character. I don't want to hear it, alright? The game's gender locked. This is the best class, I think, the funnest class, and I had no choice. So what we're going to go over today is, a bunch of important settings, some maybe not so important, but yeah, just settings you might not really be aware of. And, this game does a really good job of not explaining stuff and, hiding some pretty cool features. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first thing I want to talk about, and this is the thing that I actually mentioned in my my tips for beginners, video, and I'm going to mention it again now because it's huge. When I first started playing this game, for me the buttons were backwards, the right click, the left click, and in order to change that, it's actually a little bit harder to find than you think. You're going to want to go to settings, and then you're going to go to controls and display. Or I guess not. Where the heck did it go? Oh, hotkey, sorry. So you're going to go to basic controls, and you're going to want to click on attack with right click. It is not really that obvious, it's grayed out. It almost looks like you're not able to change these two buttons, but you can. So you just click on that and it swaps the right and the left click, and then it goes back to normal. So if you want to be able to right click to move, or right click to attack, you just go in there. Again, you go to settings, you go to hotkeys, basic controls. You can't change it here, you change it right there. Now, another pretty cool thing with the mouse, again, this is something that I mentioned in my tips for beginners video, but I'm going to mention it again because it's really cool. I really like it. You can actually change the color of your cursor by just holding down the control button and scrolling with your mouse wheel. This could be helpful for folks that have a hard time seeing colors. If the mouse or the cursor blends into the area, just change the color. It's pretty neat. I usually run around with pink because it's nice and easy to see. And then one other thing you can do with the mouse that's pretty cool is you can actually change the size of the cursor. And that's going to be in the accessibility options. You go to control or settings, and then you go to accessibility right here, and you can actually change the cursor, and you can make it pretty big. It's actually kind of cool. I like that. I've never seen a game where you can actually go in and change the size of the cursor. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and leave mine big for now. I think yeah, that'll be kind of funny. So there you go. So you can change the color, you can change the size, and you can also flip-flop or swap the mouse buttons if they're kind of weird for you, and they were for me. Now, another pretty big thing that they really don't explain is the mini-map. No, not the mini-map, but the map overlay. So here's your overlay right here. You'll notice it's right on top of my player. I could barely see my person. So there's a couple of different ways we can customize the overlay and the mini-map also. One of those things is if you actually like the mini-map being right in the center of your screen, that's okay. You can go in and you could change the transparency of the overlay and the mini-map by just clicking on this, it looks like a brightness control, but it's actually transparency. And if you want to be able to run around and still see the map, you could do that no problem. You could still interact with stuff. In fact, you can even still teleport. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about with the overlay. So first of all, you can change the transparency like I said before, and you just do that by adjusting the slider. You can move the overlay by holding down your middle mouse button, and you can move it wherever you want. Super, super easy. And you know how when you try to click on these things, it doesn't work? It just keeps doing your attack, or if you have your buttons swapped, it will make you move. And a lot of folks may think that you actually have to go to this main map to be able to teleport with your left click. Well, that is incorrect. You can actually just hold down Alt, and you can left click on any of these to teleport. It's super, super easy, super convenient. You don't have to get out the main map. You just hold down Alt, click on it, and you can move to wherever you want. So pretty good stuff. Now, speaking of moving things around, I'm going to go ahead and get this off of the screen. You can actually get your chat. You can move your chat around too. Again, something that I know it's pretty common sense, but some people just don't know this stuff, and that's what I'm here for. So to move it around, you just move it around. drag it wherever you want. Now, I don't know why you'd want to break these up, but you can if you want. And if you don't want to be able to move it around for whatever reason, or you find that perfect spot like right in the middle of your screen, you can just hit lock and you cannot move the chat anymore. So that's how you do that. Just move it to a spot where you like, and you can lock, unlock it pretty easy. Now, something that I always do when I have a customizable UI or UI that I can change and actually am allowed to change is the size. One example is League of Legends. I play League of Legends all the time, one of my favorite games, been playing it for years. And every time there's a big update, every time you have to redo all your settings, the first thing I do is I shrink down my UI because the buttons are too damn big. It takes up too much of the screen. I really want to be able to see, if I could play this game like this, then I totally would, because I hate all those different elements always in the way. So I'm going to show you guys how to make them as small as possible. And what you're going to want to do is you want to go to your settings, and then you're going to go to, I think it's under display. No, it's not. It's under video. And right here at the very bottom, there's no slider, to have your infinite adjustments. But you can do different percentages. So I'm going to put it at 80%, and it shrinks everything way down. And I actually really like that. These are a little bit too small, so I might keep it at 90, but you can, if you have a hard time seeing anything, you could put it all the way up to 110. So kind of a hidden option, it's at the very bottom. You wouldn't really think about looking down there, but there it is. And if you want to keep it small, but like you can't really see the size of the chat very well, because it will shrink down the chat, you can go to your chat settings and you can change the font size and compensate for the smaller chat window, and you can really increase the font size right here. So you could just click on this icon right here, the little cog in the chat, or you can go to your basic settings. It's under community, chat, and font size. So pretty neat. A lot of customization available here, and I'm actually going to bring this up just a little bit. I think that's perfect for me. And then one of the last things I want to talk about as far as the UI goes is to actually hide the UI. It's really, really simple. There's 3 different levels of hidden UI, I guess. So you can take away certain parts. You just hold down Alt and then you press X as an X-ray. And first it'll get rid of your mini map, some of the stuff at the top. You hold Alt, hit X again. It will get rid of the rest. And then if you want nothing on your screen, do it a 3rd time. And now you have nothing. So if you want to record some gameplay, take some nice screenshots, that's how you do it. And speaking of taking nice screenshots, now if New World had this, and I hope AGS is listening because they probably are, or probably not, but okay, let's just forget that. AGS does listen. I'm just saying they're probably not listening to this because I'm a nobody. So I just want to clear that up. So what you want to do is you can actually, there's a photo mode in here, or a selfie mode for taking screenshots. If you get like some cool gear or something, whatever. It's actually right here, and it's called selfie mode, and it's kind of got a built-in thing where you can, you can change the depth kind of, or was that in the Russian version? I guess there's, oh, there it is. So right here, you can see you can change the angle, and it kind of, focuses on what's in front of you, not so much behind you. And you can kind of change that a little bit. I call it like a depth of field or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. If I wish New World had something like this, it'd be really cool. 2 games that had amazing photo modes, and that would be cool to see it in every game that looks beautiful, is Red Dead Redemption 2 and No Man's Sky. Oh my gosh, No Man's Sky had the coolest photo mode I've ever seen in a game. It was awesome. I spent more time in that stupid thing making wallpapers than I did actually playing the game, but it was incredible. This one's nothing to really, write home about, but it is cool. I like the option, so you may not know it's there. Now you do. Now, if this doesn't really seem to be a big problem in this game as of right now. And right now it's pretty populated. So if it were to be a problem, it would be a problem. You would have noticed it. But there are options in here to disable like trades, guild invites, party invites. In World of Warcraft, you go somewhere and you just get all these different, requests thrown at you all day long, and it sucks. Well, you're going to want to go to settings, go to community, and just go down to notifications, and you could turn everything off if you want. You could leave it by default, whatever you want. So there is an option to do that if you're getting spammed with, friend requests, trade requests, stuff like that. So, pretty cool. So this game also has different channels. I don't know if anybody's played Blessed Unleashed. That's the most recent game I could think of, but they'll send you out on missions or different quests where you have to kill these world bosses, and you go over there, you find the boss, but it's just surrounded by players. They already killed it, or you see it. It's got like 1 HP left, and you don't make it in time to get that last hit on it, and they kill it. Well, you can actually go in and change channels, and it will put you in a different server where the boss may be alive. There may be different people there, and you can actually do that with this game too. There's a bunch of channels, and you just go up here, click on the top, and there's a few different channels. And when will this be useful? Maybe if you're trying to gather, because these nodes are finite. So if you're going to cut down a tree, somebody beats you to it, they'll cut down that tree and it's going to be gone. So if you're trying to craft, or not craft, but if you're trying to farm or gather and there's a bunch of people, just switch channels and see if you can find a channel that's not so busy. I'm assuming the green means, less populated. So you can, find a green channel and get more of those resources to yourself. Now, something really obscure and kind of another hidden option that I think is just really, really cool is you can actually set the game up. You go to settings, you go to audio, and you could actually set up alerts for when your abilities are off of cooldown. Audio alerts, audio cues letting you know by sound when one of your abilities is off of cooldown. So I'm just going to show you guys that really quick. I'm going to turn up the volume just a hair. I'm going to use an ability. I want you to listen when it comes off of cooldown. Isn't that cool? You hear that? I'll do it one more time. You gotta really listen for it though. So it sounds like a little metal clinking sound, but pretty neat. Now this next thing we're going to cover is for all you company owners, guild owners, guild leaders. This is really, really cool. You're going to like this. So you can go to settings, and when you're typing out your recruiting messages, what I used to do when I tried to get a guild going is I would just save something in my notepad, in Windows, and then I would just copy and paste it right into the game. But you can actually go in here, go to macro text, and this shows you the key bindings for it. Where is it? Community macro text. So let's say you have a company, Lords of Prime. That's the company I was going to make, and you guys could take it, whatever. I think it's cool, But you can type in here, whatever preset message you want, and just hit OK. And this is going to be text number 1, okay? And then you go back to where I just was earlier under macro text, and it's Alt 1. And what it's going to do is it's going to display in whatever channel you set up that message. So Alt 1, bam, Lords of Prime recruiting all levels. Pretty cool. So you could set up custom messages, quick messages, quick replies, things like that. I know it's not the craziest option, but just trying to cover everything I could find that might be useful for you guys that would probably get overlooked. So there you go. Now for those of you guys that know me, that have been in my company before, I absolutely love this program called Lightshot. What Lightshot is it's basically a screenshot tool, or it's like the Windows snippet tool. So you just press the button, and in this case it's print screen. Or let's say you want to show somebody a spot on the map where you could find a certain resource, a Makoko seed if you will. All right, you see that Makoko seed right there? So I'm going to open my main map. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show my company members this is where it's at. Okay, so you just hit print screen, you drag right there, And not only, you know, is it this simple and this easy, but you can like put a little arrow there. You can put text in there, you know, right here, idiot. And then what do? You just hit copy. Now I can go into my Discord and I can just pop it right in there, 2 seconds. And everybody's like, wow, how is it that fast? Another thing you can do, let's say you're making a YouTube video and you want to make, you want to talk about Makoko seeds. You could go and, you know, I don't know, maybe take a little picture of it, post it in whatever you're doing, Photoshop, and you know, you've got your own little icon of a Makoko seed. Well, my whole point is, you know, what I use is light shot, but this game actually has a built-in feature for that. And you get to it by holding Alt and the tilde key. Check that out. You could take screenshots of whatever you want. You could do the same thing with the arrows. You could put text in there. I mean, it's really cool. This is all built in right into the game. Right into the game. I was amazed by this. So not only can you do that, no, we're not going to save that. You can actually record video, and you could record cropped video. So I just want to record just this little section right here, and I'm actually recording now. It's that simple. And then when I'm done with it, whatever, it saves it into your your cloud place, whatever it's called. You could just go to my videos. This is like your screenshot manager, and I just think that's so cool. And you could even post these to the community and share your screenshots. So really cool thing, really cool idea. I absolutely love it. You don't have to go get light shot. But if you are playing a game that doesn't have this, light shot is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. You know what? I'll put the link for light shot in the description just in case some of you guys want it, because it is so easy to just say, hey, check out this new thing I got. Oh, what are you talking about? I'm too far away. I'm not in town. I can't see. I can't run all the way over there. Well, you just hit, you know, this print screen, and you could show people your entire, you know, set of gear, and just, like I said, just pop it into Discord that easily. It is so easy. So these guys are probably wondering like what the hell I'm doing. So really neat stuff. If you guys have any questions on how to use that, let me know. I'll be here all weekend. All right, just a couple small things really quick, guys, and then we're done. If you want to be able to see your health bar, because by default you have to stay here, and there's an option to turn on or off the ability to like tell when you're low health, like the screen shakes or gets red or something, you can hear your heart beating. Well, to turn on your health bar so that you always see it, it's going to be in settings. It's going to be in display, controls and display, and show HP bar. By default, I believe it is unchecked, so you have to focus down here. But yeah, you just go to settings, gameplay, controls and display, and put that check mark on there. Now another quick tip, not really a setting, just more of a tip. If you're wondering, you know, you don't have any quests in your quest log, if there's nothing being tracked right now, or you do have a quest, but you know, sometimes it doesn't show on the map where you need to go. It's kind of like hidden, or it'll fade in and fade out, and you're like, where the heck is it? Well, if you're ever unsure of where to go for a quest, you just click on the quest that you want to see, and you just hit the locate button, and it will show you exactly where that quest is. Once you do that, you can just, it's as easy as just teleporting over there and turning it in. So super convenient. If you don't know, now you do. It's really, really easy. They make this game so easy to follow your quests and stuff. I really like that. Now this next option is huge, guys. This is huge. So there's an auto run feature in the game. Okay, you just press T, but it's really, really wonky. Like you still have to click. You still have to interact with the ground. You still have to constantly click because you're gonna run into stuff, you know, and it's a pain in the butt. Like I don't even use auto run, or I didn't use auto run until I figured this out. And this you're really gonna like. So I'm gonna turn auto run off, and again, or I might not have even mentioned it, it's T as in Tom by default. You can go to your settings. Again, it's under controls and display. And right here, under combat settings, auto move, it's going to be set to direction the character faces. You can change that to toward the cursor. And now when you press auto run, it's going to follow your cursor. Trust me, I already know. I am the frickin' man. You are welcome. Quality of life right there, buddy. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys. So you better be smashing that like button. And my editor told me, he said, Slender, you have to start asking for subscribers. I said, no, I hate doing that. I hate plugging my shit. I hate asking and begging, you know, oh, please subscribe, please follow. Can you please hit the subscribe button if you find any of this information helpful? Thank you very much. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. So I just got a couple small things and then we're all done. Really quick, you can change. There's actually different extra slots that you could put stuff in. If this is full, you just hold down Control and you hit Q or W and it will change you to the second one. E will give you the third one, and R, QWER, will give you your fourth set of you know, things that you can hotkey right there. So to get back to number one, you just hit Alt or Control and Q. Control W, Control E, and Control R. And then for the final thing that I want to show you guys, it's not a huge thing, but I think it's pretty cool. You can actually make an outline around your character. You know how, like, if you get behind something, I was fighting that big boss in Ancient Tombs dungeon, I think it was. And if you can't see your character, it makes sure that you can see an outline of your character. Like if you get behind something or you're like hiding under his arm, you could still see an outline of yourself. Well, you can actually turn that on so it appears when you're fighting little mobs too. It's under, I think, Controls and Display and Combat Outline. So an outline will appear around your character during combat for better identification. So I'm pretty sure that's off by default. And I'm going to show you guys what it does. So we're just going to go here and fight really quick. And you see that outline that's on right there? And now it's off? Well, you can make it so that it's always on. Okay? You go to Gameplay, Controls and Display, and do that. And now, see how it stays on? It might be helpful. I just think it's kind of neat, you know, whatever. I'm just trying to come up with more things, guys. I want to get a big list of all the different things I can show you guys, stuff that you may or may not know about. And that's all I've got for you. So I'm just going to get out of here and turn the volume down. All right. So if you guys have any questions about anything, or, you know, I love comments, I love getting suggestions. If you guys have anything I missed, other important settings, other important things, oh, that's right. Leave a comment, let me know. The last thing I want to show you guys is, and you're going to have to restart the client, you can show your latency by going to Settings. And again, under Controls and Display, most of the stuff is, and you go to Show Network Latency, Always Show, and it's going to show you guys your ping right there. So if you're getting a bunch of lag all of a sudden, you can look down there, see how much ping you have. Now, it doesn't have a built-in frames per second or FPS counter, but you can actually go to Steam, and I'm sure most of you already know this, but you go to Steam, you go to Settings, and I'm pretty sure you have to restart the game. And you go to in-game and in-game FPS counter, and you can put it on the top left, top right, whatever you want, and make sure you hit OK, restart the game, and up here you'll see your frames per second. So couple last bonus tips for you. Again, if you guys have any questions, or if maybe I missed something or should have added something but didn't, let me know in the comments. All right. Hope to see you guys in Lost Ark. I'm streaming a little bit more now, so if you guys want to check out my stream, it's super boring right now, but if we get enough people in, hey, maybe we can have a good time and just chill out. So usually around 7 or 8, maybe 9 o'clock Eastern, I'll be on there. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? Have a good night.